unit.
It's not actually a weight that I messed that up. It's a dyslexic person scrubbing out their mistakes.
We're live again.
Yep. Hey everybody, welcome back. For the YouTube crowd, nothing changed. As we sort of freaked out for a minute. But for everyone else, my internet decided, you know what? I only have to work sometimes. So, where did the players lose me at?
You're commenting on my sneak attack damage.
Okay. I believe I had said that you're doing the most damage out of the party.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, one dagger flies in, nails the ogre sort of in the chest. The other one flies in a little too accurately, and you ricochet off your own dagger, which causes the first dagger to dig in a little bit deeper, do a little bit more damage. But the second dagger sort of scatters off to one side. All right, and that makes it Firen's turn.
Well, only one thing left to hit at the moment until the goblins close in. Sacred
The good
long
news is that
sword.
won't take long.
Nope.
Yeah. So you swipe up, but the other ogre is still reeling from the dagger, so you just sort of miss. And that makes it Goblin's turn. So now the goblins can see some of you. Only some of them can, though. So we're gonna have 3 bow shots are flying over the corpse of the first ogre. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So, Kunvalar.
Yep.
Does a 16 hit you?
A 16 does not hit me.
Does a 16 hit you?
A 16 does not hit me.
Does a natural 20 hit you?
Can I impose disadvantage on that?
I dodge it. Yes, it hits me.
Yeah. So yeah, you impose disadvantage on natural 20?
Yes.
Right. So instead it was a natural 1. So you actually reach up and sort of like backhand with your shield that arrow into the ogre.
Yes.
See, in my head canon, it got knocked back and reflected exactly back to the goblin who shot it.
Physics doesn't work that way, but
No, it doesn't.
No,
I
but Genji does. This is Shield Genji.
I mean, I've seen too many Hollywood fantasy movies, so that's how my brain thinks of it.
But yeah, no, you get up and just knock that arrow into the ogre, who sort of grunts at the damage that it takes, because yeah, no, it took a critical hit's worth of damage, and that makes it its turn. It's angry, and now it wants to hit the shieldy one.
The one that's been deflecting all of his attacks and deflecting arrows into him.
Fascinating.
Okay.
What's your armor class?
18. I haven't cast, like,
So
the Sacred Shield or whatever it is.
it rears back with this great club, brings it
Or shield of faith.
swinging down, and you look up at it and you're like, I can take this.
Oh shit.
And you brace yourself, raise that shield, put your other arm behind it, and the great club slams onto your shield, and you skid backwards a bit, but take no damage because it rolled a 14.
I can take this.
Kunvalar.
Yes. Alrighty.
There's an epic shield clash happening to your side.
Well,
You can hear the wood and metal bindings of the shield starting to crack underneath the pressure.
as tempting as it is to get in on that, I know that the ogre is probably going to get 3 attacks or something like that coming at it this turn. And there is a goblin over here that is just begging to be shot. So I am going to quickly point in that direction with my free hand, throw out a few words of arcane.
I'm getting a much brighter light radius right now.
Magic
you have a
missile,
lantern.
that motherfucker.
No, my sword is a 20-foot bright, 20-foot dim light source right now.
Yeah, you also have a lantern, which I always assume is on unless you say otherwise.
Yeah, but the light radius that I'm emitting right now is like 15 feet.
The light radius you're reading right now is 40 foot with 20 foot bright, 20 foot dim.
Not seeing that, but okay. Oh no, never mind. It's just the radius of the circle is weird.
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers. Because your sword's radius is the same as a lantern. So a 9. Magic missile.
9
always
damage.
Hits. So 9 damage. Which one were you aiming at?
This dude right over here. He looked like he was begging to be pierced.
Yeah. So you unleash a torrent of magic missiles, and I'm assuming that's all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They bam, 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 and the goblin just collapses dead.
Good.
I actually don't have a lantern.
I thought you did. Well, either way, that's the radius of your sword. All right.
And for my movement, because I'm assuming that I don't actually get a lot of cover from this.
No, none at all, because they're on raised ledges. So the ledge, they are above the corpse of the ogre.
So I'm going to go there. I'm not in opportunity attack range there, am I?
Yes, you are.
I am?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can never remember whether diagonal counts. Then I will go that far up, 10, 20, and that's going to be good enough for me.
You sort of clamber up on top of the ogre and present yourself as a lovely target for the rest of the goblins in the room.
That's fine.
And also outside of my deflectability.
Yeah.
Miracle.
I still have a reaction, and I still have spell left.
Can't
Are
deflect
there
any
any
natural 20s from me
goblins
though.
still in my range?
No, but
Are any goblins in your range, you said?
Yeah.
Can you see any?
No. You're pinging an area, but there's nothing there
No,
that
I do that. I have to do that to shift the audience camera.
Okay.
So I can see. And there are no, from where you're standing right now, there are no goblins you could reach with your arrows.
Okay. Then back to taking shots at the ogre. Wait, that's the wrong button. Longbow.
Yep, 17 hits.
9 damage.
Nail it. That makes it Farbolt's turn.
Okay, how many daggers do I have left?
Well, you have thrown like
I've thrown
6.
4. I've thrown 4.
Okay.
I know I took 5 off of Zirkin, plus I had the ones that I already had. So I can still do this for 2 more rounds before I have to stop doing it. From here, I can't see any goblins, so I'm going to 2 more daggers at the ogre.
All right. 20 hits. And you do get your sneak attack damage. 7 piercing and 5 sneak attack.
Second dagger.
16 hits. 2 piercing. All right, firing. As these daggers whiz over your head, embedding in the ogre.
I just sort of look up. Sorry, my friend. We'll do our best to put you out of your misery now. And I wing away. Ah, dagger. I hate accidentally hitting one of the side buttons on my mouse and accidentally hitting the back page button. Because my mouse has 2 side buttons on it, which when I'm in Chrome are back and forward.
Yeah, I've got the same thing.
I mean, mine just move all of my windows to different places.
I have to reload my character sheet, which is taking. There we go. Sacred longsword. Attack! I'm assuming 20 hits.
Yeah, 20 hits.
6 slashing damage.
And you fell the mighty beast.
Hey, I was serious about putting him out of his misery.
Go away. Go away.
And kind of, where are the arrows coming from?
Further inside, I am going to... First, I'm going to see what the casting time on this spell is in my character sheet.
So the 2 red blocks are difficult terrain.
So as a bonus action, I will cast Shield of Faith on myself, increasing my AC to 20.
Okay.
And step up next to Kinvalar.
Alright, and now it is Goblin's turn. So, the goblins that couldn't see you before, one of them steps out from behind some stalagmites, and take aim and fire. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, two arrow shots coming in on each of you.
Okay.
So does a 21 hit Byron?
Yes, just barely.
Does an 18 hit Kinvalar?
I mean, if you're going to cast shield at any point, now is the time. Because you're going to take a second attack coming in soon.
You know what? Fuck it, I'm going to take it.
Alright.
Spells are a resource.
Are you going to try to deflect this arrow?
Yeah, sure. Then the second.
You don't have to.
So the second roll was a 20, so the 18 is the one that hits. You take 5 points of piercing damage as the arrow hits you.
That's fine.
Does a 15 misses Firen?
Yes.
But did the 21 hit you previously?
Yes.
Yeah, so you took 8 points of piercing damage from the first arrow. And then a 7 misses Kinvalar.
Good.
So
I feel justified in my
you both sort of get stuck with arrows, but you also both get missed by arrows. And it is Kinvalar's turn.
All right. I see 1, 2. Oh, I see you over there, you little bastard.
Damn it.
And Shield of Faith goes.
Oh, yes, that's true. I also need to make a concentration check for my magic weapon.
Yep.
But thanks to Blade Song, I have +3. Yeah, bonus to equal to my intelligence modifier to the con save.
You have to roll higher than a 10, which you did.
Yep. All right, so let's see. Can I get over that fucker? I'm assuming these things are difficult terrain as well.
Yes, the mud bath is particularly difficult terrain, and the stalagmites are stalagmites.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 20, so that would get me there. 'Cause 40.
I feel like we should have like a dice cam, like a roll area, so that people can see how awful our rolls are.
So
like I said, we just need a banner with every single roll we've made and the averages.
So he races up here. On his way up, doing a quick jump and bounce off that one just because, style. and is going to try and hack this goblin in front of him to little bits. So that is actually a 14 because of the magic weapon.
All right. So that is actually a raised platform that he's on.
Okay.
So you're going to have to. It's difficult terrain.
I still have 10 feet. I still have 10 feet of movement.
Okay. So once you get there, yeah. So taking 10 feet will get you up onto the ledge with him.
Okay.
All right.
There.
All right.
So 14 to hit.
14 to hit. Misses as it ducks and sort of. You see there's sort of a little leather buckler it's got on its arm that doesn't impede its use of the hand. That it sort of like, and sort of like knocks the scimitar away with.
Well, fuck him then. I'm done.
Right. And that makes it Miracle's turn.
Okay. Well, let's see. I can get to here. Or wait, no, that's not me. That's Firebolt. Yeah. With my movement speed, difficult terrain, I can get here. From there, can I actually shoot this goblin?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I can't show the dice pool on stream, unfortunately, because no matter, even if I'm in the one that says join as player, I'm still me, so I see all the things that are whispered to me, which means that the audience would see it too. I was just checking on that. Just so you guys know why I don't do this.
16.
Okay. Yes, a 16 hits.
I do 3 whole damage to the goblin.
Hey, 3 damage is better than no damage.
It's the same amount of damage my companion does.
Yep. Roll 20. Why are you behaving like a pain in the butt? Alright. That makes it Farbolt's turn.
So, I did see which directions the arrows came from, right? Because currently I can't see the goblins, but
yeah, you know that the arrows are coming from sort of like the sides of the room.
Okay. So I can go 10, 20. So I can see this one guy up here, then. I can get up to there. And I'm going to have to switch to the short bow because I'm running out of daggers. And I'm going to take one shot at him. This guy up here.
Okay. Attack. Yeah, you pull out the short bow and fire off an arrow, and it pings off one of the stalagmites that's sort of partially blocking your view of him. And that makes it Fyron's turn.
Alright. I can close this distance. That's only 15 feet, and unless you out +5 to get onto the onto the same level.
Another 5 to get up on the same level.
So yeah, 20 feet total.
All
And then attack. My AC, yes, okay, it's back to. No, wait, no,
That's
hang
not
on.
good.
Oh, no, yeah, that's included.
Yeah, no. So 11 misses. You swing up at him, and he jumps back out of the way.
Curses. That's my turn.
Goblins have good dexterity.
Yeah.
That makes it the goblins' turn. So the one next to Quinvalar and Fyron drop their bows and draw out scimitars and sort of start stabbing down at them.
Can't stab with a scimitar, goblin. That's not how you use that
Scimitar
sword.
versus scimitar.
It has a pointy end. And with a 22 to hit Quinvalar and a 20 to hit Fyron,
Fortunately hits, even if I did have shield of faith up.
they show you exactly how to stab somebody. As Quinvalar takes 4 slashing damage and Byron takes 7 slashing damage.
See, you're not even dealing piercing damage. You're not stabbing with it.
So stab in and then continue through, and the edge just keeps cutting.
I feel like you're using a very liberal definition of stab.
I'm a liberal kind of guy. And a pair of arrows fly out at Farbolt and Miracle. A 9, I'm pretty certain, misses Miracle.
Yes.
The falcon jumps up onto one of your horns as an arrow passes where it was. And so now there's a falcon resting on your horns. And Farbolt, a 23 hits you.
Oh, yeah, that will hit me.
You take 7 points of piercing damage as you sort of distracted by the falcon jumping up. Like, you didn't know falcons could jump. Like, you knew they could fly, but jumping was something that just never occurred to you, and as that thought enters your head, an arrow enters your shoulder.
Oh,
You get 7 points of piercing damage. And that makes it Quinvalar's turn.
All right.
This goblin is currently outclassing you in swordsmanship.
Yeah, that cannot stand. Oh, wait. All right, I made my concentration check.
And as you swing
An
in
11 misses.
with that sword, it sort of like just in a panic brings its scimitar back and manages to like get up and block your sword
Right.
strike, and like it's all you wouldn't call it a parry, but other people might call it a parry, as it
Other
parries
people
you.
would be wrong. And I am going to. I can kind of see that.
Maybe we should make
thrust.
friends with the goblins,
Good.
rehabilitate them, and give them all swordsmanship classes so you guys can lecture them on all the things they're doing wrong.
Petty, thrust. Good.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
So for my bonus action, I am going to use my other 2nd level spell to cast Misty Step, and I am going to go right there.
So basically, you go, fuck this noise, and Dracula out.
I mean, this is either it's going to have to take a shot, which I'm hoping there's some shit in the way,
You definitely have cover from all angles where you're at right now.
or charge at me.
Yep.
Either way, I'm happy.
So the rest of you see Quinvalar get parried, and then just poof into mist and move out of sight.
It is not running away. It is a strategic retreat, and I mean that in the very serious, non-joking sense this time.
I just like the fact that you got blocked and Dracula out. Just
Yeah,
fuck it.
damn Skippy, I did.
Farbolt. Or sorry, Miracle.
Okay. Let's move, because I'm not currently able to see anything. So 30 feet. 10, 15. Scoot up to there. That's going to be 20 feet. Do you have any idea which direction?
Yeah, you can see a couple of one goblin off to the left and 2 goblins off to the right from where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay.
The light cast by Fire and Sword is enough to sort of dimly light most of the room.
The shadows are at weird angles for me.
Actually, yeah, Miracle probably cannot see.
Because, see, Fyron is
left.
casting light, but the shadow goes directly into this boulder. So I can only dimly see this one.
Really need that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I shoot at that one?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
Yeah, you let it off and it strikes home. Roll damage. It takes 6 points of piercing damage. You hear a goblinoid squeal. Okay, stop, god damn it. Roll 20, stop being a prick. Alright. Firebolt.
Curious. Would I basically be able to like parkour my way up to here?
Yeah, theoretically. You'd have to make me an acrobatics check to get around the stalagmites.
I'm cool with that.
Don't roll a 1.
Hopefully. Okay, now you've just completely jinxed me. Okay.
You scramble up the side and like use the stalagmites to pull yourself up and over. So you're gonna end up actually 1 square further in.
That was still less than 10, I should point out.
But it was a 15 as a result. So
Result, yes.
that's what matters.
Jump up there and at that goblin. Rapier, then dagger.
Alright. Stab. And it is in melee with Fyron, so a 24 hits and you do get your sneak attack. You put the rapier at the back of the goblin's head and just push through, and it's dead.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Okay, then.
really rolling a lot of damage for something with 7 hit points.
Then, so I killed him with a rapier. Now, how far away is that? That would be.
You don't really have a good line of sight on that other one from where you're
The
at.
other one, yeah. Okay.
Like you can see it, and you could try to attack it, but it's got about 3/4 cover to you.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna bother then. Okay, then that will do it for my turn.
All right, Byron. Firebolt jumped up behind this goblin and skewered it through the face.
Well, that solves that problem. What can I see? 5, 10, 15, 20... 25 plus 5, 30 to get up onto his level.
Yep.
Attack!
Miracle, you can now see much less of the cavern.
That is a miss.
I can see the thing I'm aiming at much better.
You can. 12, however, does miss. And again, this particular goblin, maybe it's studied somewhere, because it gets that scimitar up and just knocks your longsword away.
See, it's not just me.
You just
To be fair,
you got the swordsman goblin.
I'm not a swordsman guy. I'm the paladin. I'm more military style. Just swing the sword at them. I don't do any fancy flourishes.
And so that particular goblin has decided it's had enough, and uses its bonus action to disengage. And it runs. It sort of ducks past Fyron and runs into this corridor.
Wonderful. Certainly it's not running to warn others.
That's 10, 15, 30. And it's going to use its action to dash.
Shit.
All right. Fire and make a perception check.
Yeah, asking me to roll a die. $14. Actually rolled an 11.
Let's see. You don't hear anything. Yeah, other than the sound of a panicked goblin fading away as it goes down that corridor.
Okay.
Right. And the other two are still in pretty good positions, and they have one clear target, so... Miracle, you hear the sound of bowstrings as arrows come flying at you.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit you?
Let me check. Yes.
Oh, shit.
Does a 21 hit you?
Oh,
Yes.
hopefully that's...
You take 3 points of piercing damage and then 3 points of piercing damage. As
I would like to hellish rebuke one of those.
Can you hellish rebuke when they're more than 30 feet away from you?
60 feet.
60 feet?
Yup.
Yeah, you can hellish rebuke one of them.
Yeah. Sorry, the map's a little bit not loading for me, so I wasn't quite sure.
Yes.
But
Do you have to be able to see the thing you're hellish rebuking?
let me check the spell. I believe it's the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrendered. Okay, the description of the spell, as imported from the compendium, says you point your finger at the creature. You point your finger, and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames.
Yeah, it says nothing about sea.
It doesn't say anything about lines of sight, and I assume I can point in the direction of an arrow that shot me.
Yep. That works.
Oh,
for...
wait.
Oh.
Casting time.
Reaction?
One
It's a
reaction
reaction.
which you take in response to being damaged by a creature within 60 feet that you can see.
Okay.
Ah.
Sorry.
That is not in the
Yep.
version of the compendium thing that imported over. Good to know. I will fix that.
Have to be able to see them to use.
Oops.
That's fine. That's fine. Learning
Damn it!
experience.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. That's just the rules.
I was looking it up to make sure anyways, so. Right here. Alright. That makes it Kindler's turn.
All right. Can I see where this second... Do I have any sense, like, from where the arrows have been fired, where this second goblin that's firing arrows is?
Make me a perception check.
Okay. Never mind.
Nope.
I'm gonna... So, that's fine. So I should be able to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Sorry,
35.
getting out of the stalagmites that you misty stepped into is going to be difficult terrain.
Okay.
Because
So,
you're sort of like in
10.
the middle of a cluster.
Right. 20, or 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Hello! 13 to hit because
Misses.
fuck dice.
Again, this one has its bow out, and it just sort of like as you come up with the scimitar, it smacks you in the face with the bow, and that startles you. It doesn't do any damage; it just startles you enough that you lose the attack.
We are the worst adventurers in the world.
It just goes, "Nyah!" And you're just like, did you just hit me with a bow? All right, Miracle.
Wait, Miracle?
Hasn't. All right.
Yeah, Miracle goes after you.
Yep.
Hellish Rebuke was a reaction.
Sadly, I cannot help over here because I can't see over here. So I'm gonna go.
Question: does the dynamic lighting take into account like dark vision?
It does for those
Yes.
that have
Yep.
dark vision.
Because it doesn't seem to have anything on me.
Yeah, let me look. You should have dark vision.
Yeah.
The token may have messed up though, because Roll20's been acting weird.
Because the only thing I can see is the light coming off of Firen.
No, you have dark vision.
Does it?
Keep in mind, dark vision's just gonna often isn't gonna show you it brightly.
Yeah, the dark vision shows
Okay.
up as dim light for you. You can see beyond the limit of Firen's light. It just doesn't look like it because Firen's light is the brightest thing in their area right now.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you have dark vision. All right, so Miracle runs over there. Camera.
And notching an arrow, holding an action to shoot any goblins that come out of the goddamn woodwork.
All right.
By which I mean step into the light.
Farbolt.
Okay, I actually can't see those goblins over there, so
A lot of stuff in your way.
and going by the arrows have been coming in from the left, so
Yes.
I'm gonna move up to here and I am going to hide.
Okay. Make a 20 stealth check. Make a perception check for me while you're there.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm
you
rolling the double digits.
hear, you hear sort of the sound of flapping wings, and from sort of the north area, around here, and you also hear sort of very very echoey and distant. You hear, "All right, you buggers, come down and get me! I'll eat you alive!" Very echoey and distant. But you hear somebody yelling at something.
Okay. And I'm just gonna ready an attack with the short bow. Just if I see a goblin within range, because right now I can't see any of them. If a goblin comes into sight, I'm letting an arrow loose.
All right. And firing.
All right. So you said the noise was coming from north?
You didn't hear it.
Okay.
You just know that the goblin ran down that tunnel to your right.
How many hit points am I down? Oh, hey. Just enough that I can lay on hands as a bonus action on myself and completely heal.
Hey.
And then take the dodge action on my turn and that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
All right. So you are over here, taking the light with you as Miracle. So like, nah.
Don't tieflings have dark
Fine,
vision?
No, I don't think they do actually.
Only
Ranger.
demonic heritage
They
gives them dark
should.
vision. I believe
I
everyone
will
but
check.
me has dark vision.
Oh, yeah, no.
Although-
Tieflings do have dark vision.
Yeah.
I think we get the lesser form of dark vision, but we definitely get something.
Only drow get greater dark
Oh,
vision.
and you have dark vision. I don't know why. The map may just be loading weird for you, but you should have dark vision.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure why people were making a huge deal about the light, so I just went with it because I wasn't able to check because my player's handbook is in the other room.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the only person who needs the light source that I'm carrying.
Okay.
Oh, on another note, there's the other goblin.
I just have been having trouble because the goblins have often been beyond my sight range, or I
Okay.
can see it, but there's a giant light source between me and it that's casting a pretty significant shadow. Can I shoot it?
That's right. Okay.
That was the question I asked when this started.
I misunderstood.
Sorry, I was unclear.
That's fine. So yeah, Fyron, you make a perception check now that you're in that area, because you do not see the goblin that ran down this way.
Alright.
I have put my prediction in chat. For the record, I
Nice.
called it.
This area, sort of, this area goes deeper. You figure maybe the goblin just turned a corner and the sound stopped echoing. But this area definitely goes. There's more to this area than just what you're seeing.
Should probably not go through here alone.
And
Also became Scottish rather than Irish for a second.
one of the Pox pulls out a scimitar and starts stabbing at Kinvalar. As Slitterdabber continues to shoot. An 8, however, misses Kinvalar.
Yes, it does.
So you the drops the bow, pulls out the scimitar, swings at you, and swings wide. Very, very obviously untrained.
I mean, that's because he tried to stab me with it.
However, a critical hit on the short bow means that you take 10 points of piercing damage, as you're like sort of smiling smugly at the very clumsy scimitar swings of this goblin, and an arrow just right in the neck.
And Kinvalar goes down. It can't be a session of Final Show Films Adventures League without the Blade Singer making a death save.
Oh, look, and you're on the opposite side of the room from everybody else.
I mean, I was gonna go to that side of the room next because I'm not going in the tiny little cave.
I was about to
I
head
don't
back
even
too,
see
so.
what people are.
Can I free action have said, found the other goblin?
Sure. You all hear
Shit.
from the other side of the room. You all hear found the other. And then nothing.
I don't even see what Kinvlar is, so.
All right, Miracle. It's your turn. Oh, sorry, no.
Well,
That makes it Kinvalar's turn. Let me death saving
Yes.
throw.
2.
One failed death save. That was
At
Miracle's
least
turn.
I mean,
to one.
Could have been one worse.
Yeah, could have been one worse. And the goblin gets to just go stab, 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 stab.
I mean, please don't.
This goblin's scared for its life. It doesn't care.
I know, it makes sense.
My turn.
Yes.
Let's go to here. Okay, yeah, I could have made that hellish rebuke. Kidding. And I have, that was 25, so I have, yeah.
Oh no, it does like, because the way dark vision works, light casting shadow would have made it harder to see. So.
Okay,
I always feel like
fine,
if you have
whatever.
dark vision and you're
I
standing
was
in light, you're
joking.
using dark vision.
Fire your longbow.
Fire my longbow, because
Don't roll a 1.
Please.
14.
14 misses, unfortunately, as but the arrow flies over, and the goblin with the scimitar looks down at Quinvalar, hears it, and then throws that buckler it's got up to intercept it. And so now it's focused on you rather than Quinvalar. So
I mean, that's good.
Actually, I'm assuming I can tell that Quinvalar's down.
yes.
In Giant, Miracle's gonna say, "Well, fucking come at me!"
Make me an intimidation check.
That is a
Hey,
natural
look.
20.
I've taught our ranger how to taunt.
So there's a bit of confusion on the goblin's face because it doesn't speak giant,
Right.
but it understands the implication of what was said.
Well, I don't speak Goblin. Its friend speaks Giant. Should learn its friend's language.
Farbold.
Okay. At this point, I will call it. Like, I heard something farther up into the cave, and I still don't know where Kinvalar is. So that would be.
You do know that more arrows are coming from the left, though.
I believe
Yeah.
you're currently
You also
looking at
heard
your
Miracle
forehead,
scream at something.
And also,
This stuff here would
from-
be difficult
from
terrain,
the-
right?
From the left. Found the goblin.
Yeah. That
This stuff is
that is
difficult terrain.
difficult terrain.
I believe we're currently looking at your forehead, Jeff. You might want to lower your camera a bit.
Oh.
There we go.
There we go.
Well, I can get to about there. I still can't see anything. Do I need to make gonna continue to hide, or do I need to make another hide stealth check?
If you want to continue to hide, you can do that. You can also use your rogue action to dash if you want, to try to get further out.
Oh, actually, that would probably be better.
Yeah, your cutting action to dash, and you could potentially get to a place where you could shoot something.
Oh, hey, there's people. Actually, I'm gonna stay back here and shoot from there.
Someone try and spell these things
Well,
that I
if you
can't
dash,
see right
you
now.
don't have.
Huh?
If you dash, you
No,
that
cutting action.
Cutting
oh,
action,
Oh, that's right.
and
never
then
mind.
Rogue is...
it means I can't hide again, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So
Legit.
I'll take a shot at him.
All right, and you do have advantage because you were still hidden from his gaze previously, and you didn't exit the stalagmites, so. 23 hits, and roll damage with the sneak attack. And so yeah, this goblin's like sort of looks over, confused and afraid at Miracle, and then, much like what happened to Kinvalar, an arrow comes from the side and gets it between the ears, and it just
And
falls
just because
over.
I want to see what it is. Overkill.
Lots of overkill. You hit overkill on the first arrow. On the first bit of damage. And firing.
Oh, I hear bad noises, and I don't want to keep going further in here by myself, so 30 feet. Dash. 30 feet. And up next to Miracle.
Yay, you made us a target and a glowing target.
And that makes it Slibberdabber's turn. Slibberdabber goes... and runs.
Well, could have been worse. Could have been an arrow in the downed party member.
Or...
I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow to the neck.
I used to be an adventurer like you. I'm not Zoidberg. Alright. Yeah. We're gonna say you guys are all out of initiative for now.
Okay. Good berries.
Miracle runs over and shoves a good berry in Kinvora's mouth.
Yay! I live.
You're healed to 1 hit point.
And I'll
Excellent.
point out again, I did hear something further up into the cave.
Yes, I do believe I sort of, kind of, I didn't really have a chance to mention this, but I had seen just in the very edges of my vision somewhere up in that vicinity. I don't know what it was, but it was a tokeny something. So there was some kind of shape up there.
Well, I heard
As
someone
I
yelling.
stagger unsteadily to my feet.
All right. So where are you guys at?
Would you like a potion?
I'm downing my potion.
While he's doing that, I want to retrieve as many of the daggers that I threw as I can.
Yeah, you can pick all of them back up. They're all right next to the ogres.
Yeah, I'm almost
Or
all
in
good.
the ogres, yeah.
Or in the ogres, yeah.
My wounds look much better now.
All right. So yeah. What you doing?
I said I heard voices up ahead, farther into the cave.
Yes,
And it
yes.
didn't sound like goblin voices, so I think it's
they
worth checking out.
Yes, let us go. And he starts heading off in that direction.
I do too, but I'm going to hide.
I will follow with them on the other side of the stalagmites.
All right.
To do it sneakily, hopefully.
Go ahead and switch.
Okay. I'm following as well.
All right. So yeah, as you guys circle around to the north, so the northeast side of the cavern, you find a small little puddle of water, and a cavern tunnel heading further into the north to the northeast.
Oh, look! There's a bunch of people over here.
Well,
As my sword is still shedding
you can't see
light.
that. All you can see as you head towards the tunnel is you hear a cacophony of bat wings just flapping about. And all you can really see from where you're at are a cloud of black objects maneuvering.
Ah, okay.
With an 11 nature, do you have any idea what might have disturbed creatures living in this area?
You're not really, no. Other than maybe the goblins, but you're pretty certain there aren't any goblins in there because there's no light in there.
So I am going to advance forward.
While goblins have dark vision,
edge.
they like fire, so...
I try and approach with my bright light sword.
The bats go into even more of a frenzy with the bright light coming in. But you do hear from inside, "Hey! Who's up there?"
Hello. Help.
Ah!
Are you from,
Get away, you bastard! Are you from...
Here, maybe I can, maybe I can do something.
From Nightstone.
Did Lady Nandar send ya?
Do we know a Lady Nandar?
That is the captain of the...
No, Lady Nandar was the person, the ruler of Nightstone.
Oh. No, but the guards there did. I'm going to try something. Duck.
Yet if you're gonna do something explosive or fiery, be careful.
I will be very careful.
Most of the people in here are wounded.
Wait. They're bats, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I can... Let me check my spells wording real quick, but... It works on a single beast. Never mind. Actually, Miracle's gonna go up and try and do animal handling and calm down the bats.
Give me an animal handling roll with disadvantage.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know we're in your cave. This is your cave, but we're just passing through. Sorry, disadvantage 11.
So you sort of walk up and try to talk, and immediately several of the bats fly down and rake at you. Your falcon tries to eat one of them. Well, roll an attack for the falcon.
The hawk, but okay.
Hawk. I mean, hawks are falcon. Anyway. So the hawk just sort of, like, as a bat comes at you, the hawk lashes out with its beak and just catches a bat and just sits there munching on it.
That's not a bad point. I do have these are flying mice, and I do have.
However, you do take.
Yeah, there's a flock of flying mice, and you have a flying rat catcher. So,
yeah. However, there are a lot of them.
You do take 1 point of piercing damage as the other bats slice at you and bite at you.
I'm hanging back because there's not a whole lot that I can do here.
So are any of you trying to sort of, like, get in?
I am going to try.
Actually, how crowded does the space look with bats?
Very. Like, you'd have to duck to get in, and even, like, to get under the swarm of bats. And getting under the swarm of bats, they're still going to try to bite you as they go.
I'm going to try something to hopefully disperse them a little bit.
Sorry, I didn't say.
What are you trying?
I am going to cast my cantrip Lightning Lure. So I have to be within 15 feet, which is so I've sort of moved up. Mm-hmm. And I'll actually get a little bit closer. And you create a lash of lightning energy that strikes at one target of your choice that you can see within range. Must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line towards you and then take 1d8 lightning damage. Basically, the whole point is to throw something bright and dangerous looking in there to hopefully get them to go up, go get out, go somewhere.
Okay, make your attack.
That is not attacking the villagers. There's no attack. They make a strength saving throw.
Oh, they make a strength saving throw? All right, well...
Which is a bat.
Yeah,
so
you lash out, and this lightning rips through and gets several of them, and several bats sort of drop. And at that point, a large chunk of them just flow out and into and past you, and all the rest of you that are right there at the entryway.
Okay.
Sorry, I need...
really need to hurt them, but...
I need all four of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
What does my shield master provide me?
Miracle's just so upset at the injury of the bats.
Okay, so hopefully I can do this. I probably can't. Nope! That's a 0.
All right. So those of you that made the dexterity save, which is Farbolt, you take 8 points of damage.
Oh God!
Unsuccessful.
Did I take 16 points of damage?
The rest of you take 16 points of damage. Yes.
Thump! I had 16 hit points.
So the bats flow out. A large portion of the bats flow out.
I was in front, so that kind of makes sense.
I still have a lot of good berries.
And
Good
as
berry
they pass, Kinvalar, covered in scratches and scars and bite marks, collapses to the ground. gets a good berry shoved in his mouth, and opens his eyes again. As Miracle and Fire and both took 16 points of damage, and
You
Firebolt
didn't
took
need
8.
to hurt them. I could have talked them down.
With respect, we didn't really have time. One of those goblins still got away, and maybe getting reinforcement.
2 of those goblins got away.
Kinvalar only knows of one. He was unconscious for the other one.
That's fair.
I also don't know about the other one as well.
That's fair.
Well, then,
Like, we know about 2 different goblins that got away.
we would have had bats helping us with that issue.
So the remaining
They weren't
bats that
being
were
that
in
helpful.
the remaining bats that were in the room, sort of now that a good portion of them have dispersed, flock down towards the floor. And they are no longer sort of hovering about,
Swarming.
Okay.
You guys, and
So,
you guys can now see that
yeah.
the tunnel that you're at sort of ends in a ledge.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get closer, you look down and you see sort of this pit, and there's lots of huddled together people, all of them in sort of plainclothes, mostly human, a couple of elves, and one dwarf.
Hello.
Hi, there you are.
We're here to rescue you.
So the dwarf has sort of a long salt and pepper beard, sort of hanging off of his chin, and it looks like it's normally tied together, but it's very unkempt right now. And blonde hair that's sort of in a stylized with an undercut, and long hair hanging down the back. They're all wearing sort of tattered garments that look like they've been through a lot of trouble, and he sort of looks up at you. Oi! Did you take care of those beasties in the first room?
Yes, there was one that I believe escaped justice, but the situation is handled for the moment. Perhaps the sooner that we get you out of there, and
You get rid of that bastard Herc.
Which one was Herc?
Sorry, Herc.
which one was Hark?
He's the leader of the group, hard to miss. Fat little bastard. Wearing a helmet.
Didn't see that one, I say as I step forward. I put my hand on Kinvalar and cast Cure Wounds on him as I'm walking by.
Oh, good. So a stray pebble falling from the ceiling isn't going to kill me. Thank you.
But it might kill me because I have 2 hit points.
You heal for 9, Kinvalar.
All right. Thank you, friend.
We didn't see that one as we
did
came
not. And we will certainly come back for him, but for now, getting you all to safety is our priority.
You need to kill that bastard before any of us can leave. He took a couple of our people. We don't know what's happened.
Oh, bloody hell. All right.
Look,
Oh,
Do you know
Well,
which
can
direction
you-
he took them?
we're not exactly
if
in fighting shape after handling 2 ogres and a horde of
well,
goblins.
you know,
but
we've been sort of stuck in a hole, harassed by bats and harangued by ogres and goblins for a while. So no, we don't quite know where they took them. But if you can help us get out of this pit, I can lead these folks outside, and you can go deal with Hark.
Wonderful. As long as you're not staying here when the bats come back, I'm more than happy with that.
Oh yeah, no, I'd rather not be shit on anymore in my life.
Come, and I'll reach down and go to.
yeah, start
Help
helping
them
people
up.
out.
How deep is this pit?
You can start scarfing down good berries, by the way, Miracle.
I can. I have 8 left.
Just you also all have potions.
Which I'm going
I mean,
to
I just
use one of
used
mine.
I used my greater healing potion before.
I do.
I'm gonna drink my last.
Yeah,
regular
we'll
healing
spend
potion.
5 of my
I'm
good
going to use my
berries.
last regular. The regulars are 2d4 plus 2, right?
Yes, the regulars are 2d4 plus 2. And you guys start helping Hark and the other villagers, and you see these are all manner of they're children. There are family groups, children, men, women. You see a couple of people that are a little bit more sturdily built than the others, like they were guards. None of them have any sort of gear or equipment. They're all pretty heavily injured as well. But yeah, as you get and you all the only dwarf in the room, you know which one of them is Urak, who is sort of hauling up people with you, and he's sort of for a retired adventurer, he still has an amount of strength in him as he hauls, especially the kids, hauls them up and gets them into the thing. And all right, now run for the forest and stay just together outside. And like people start funneling out through the room and over the ogre corpses that you have left. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get them off the thing. Yeah, and so you are left with Morak waiting to see where you guys are going to be going, as the villagers all have headed out.
I still see 6 sitting in the bottom of the pit.
Yeah, roll 20's being a bitch.
Okay.
We didn't like them anyways. They're just gonna stay there. So, from looking around the cavern, it looks like we have a few choices. There's further. Looks like we can go a little further north. There.
Yes.
It's the one tunnel that the goblin ran away down.
Mm-hmm.
We know that there's an exit to the east and west, the west one being water and the east one being a tunnel.
Which leaves north if they're going to be dragging prisoners into doing whatever.
Hey, look. Not Hark. Urak looks at you. All right, look. I didn't get a good look when they brought us in, but I do know this. There's a big ass fucking ravine off to the north. The ravine, the crack in the ground. Off to the north, directly north. Probably didn't take them there. And there seem to be more of them coming up from, and he points off to the west. Off in that direction is where there seem to be a handful more. I don't know if there are many exits out of here. We weren't expecting there to be goblins or ogres when we got here, but do know that they've taken, most recently they took, every few hours or so the ogres would come in and grab a few people, and we never heard from them again, so most recently they took a proprietor of the Lion Shield Costa, Darthag Ulgar. Took him, don't know where, but if he's still alive, be good to have him.
Any sort of pattern to who they grab? The physically fit, the wealthy?
It's whoever they could grab. They didn't really seem to care.
Not liking the sound of that. So, with that, I would say east. You said there's water to the west.
West is where he was pointing that they had come from, as far as he knew.
I mean, my hawk did reconnaissance from outside and found that to the west there was a river exit, and to the east there was a...
Yeah, to the west there was a stream flowing into the caves, and to the east there was just a tunnel.
Yes.
Coming out of the caves. Like another entrance.
Okay, sorry. Stream flowing in water, water base.
Yep.
50-50, flip a coin. Did anyone have a preference?
Right. I'm gonna go make sure those people are safe. We're gonna stay in the forest until we see you guys come out.
Wonderful.
See if you can find our gear too. They left it. They took it. They took all of our stuff from us when we got here. So it's gotta be around
We'll
somewhere.
see what we can do.
Great. Good luck. Lysander be with you. And
Lysander?
Lathander. Sorry, Lathander, not Lysander.
We
Lathander.
don't need a vampire with us. Thank you very much.
Lathander be with you.
That would be awkward.
And he takes off.
Well,
It's
no.
we're guessing at motivation, so flip a coin.
Well, what sort of things would, beyond just generally, you said humans and elves, beyond just generally humanoids, would there's not be a particular secondary need. If you're looking for laborers, you're likely to grab those who seem muscular or fit. If you're looking for people to taunt or something, preference for personality, that sort of thing.
If you're trying to discern the motivations of the goblins, you can make me nature
It
checks.
said that they were pretty much just grabbing whoever they could
Yes.
get.
Which is
gives us either torture or food.
nature check.
Yeah, give me a nature check.
Ooh, I actually have a bonus to that. That isn't a plus 1 or 2.
Hey.
I rolled a 6 though.
So they said
Yeah,
that the ogres were the ones grabbing them. If the ogres are working with the goblins, which it did seem like they were, then there might be some purpose that the goblins had for them. Outside of that, ogres eat people, so there's that.
Yeah, I feel like that's one where you're pretty discerning, but you know.
That's so it could be food. It could be some other goblins are petty creatures. They like to lord their superiority over anybody they could. So there's a variety of reasons why they might take somebody. Ogres primarily just eat people. And they're not too terribly picky about who they eat. Just that they eat.
All right.
Were those side tunnels? The goblin that ran off to the east. How big was that side tunnel? I mean, is it possible for an ogre to fit through there? It seemed a little small.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit tight.
So yeah, I definitely vote north then.
If the ogres are the one dragging them away, would think that they'd at least be able to fit.
I think wherever that goblin ran off to is not the same direction that we'll be finding the larger enemies.
Right. Well, let's get going.
Kimberlire starts heading north.
All right. So you guys head north.
Onward and upward.
Northwest. As you guys circle around the northern end of the stalactites, stalagmites, you see that there's a fissure. So the northern passage ends in a fissure, fairly deep one too, from what you can tell. And so you continue on to the west, and you notice that there are caves. There are sort of tunnels that sort of exit out to the west, sort of north and south end of the cave, and both of them are too small for ogres to fit through as well.
Yes.
So
That's
Fire,
what I found.
as you're walking, You sort of come up to an intersection, and as you do, there is a goblin sort of waiting there with a spear pointed at you, and it barks something at you in Goblinoid.
Okay, don't speak.
And it's like sort of gestures to the left, and then at you with the spear.
My sword is drawn. My shield is up.
Is that a goblin I hear up there?
It is, and I think it wants me to go look at something.
Well, then be nice.
Be accommodating.
Goblins are humanoids too.
I take a
think
step
maybe-
in that direction.
And it's sort of like, and as you guys come up, it's doing the same thing to the rest of you, so indicating that you should go that way. And as you
Okay.
step around the corner, Firen, you're first there. You find yourself in a larger cavern area.
Also, can I get an insight check on the goblin?
Sure.
So I have a feeling, based on what you described to me in this room, that I'm turning around and stabbing that goblin. But please describe to me first.
It wants you guys to move to the left. And it's definitely sort of herding the rest of you in as well. So are all of you following through, or are you stopping? What are you doing?
I mean, Kindler's walking.
It's a small passage, so I'm not gonna back right up to the paladin.
I'm stopping where I'm at to try and glance into the room. So describe to me the room.
First thing, so it's a larger cavern, and the first thing you can really see is a bunch of giant rats eating at something. And then at the other end of the room, you see a larger by goblin standards, not really that much larger, but a larger, sort of portly, fat goblin boss, leaning back in a makeshift chair and with a mug in one hand, drinking from it, and just sort of laughing at something that is sort of, you can't really tell because you're not fully into the cavern yet.
So with my shield raised, I take another step in.
All right. So what you can see, you see 3 goblins. Or sorry, 4 goblins total in that room. 5 if you count the one behind you. Several giant rats chewing on the corpse of what looks like it was a human male. And further back at the other side of the room, you see a human female, sort of chained to the ground, standing but with chains holding her in place. In sort of a alcove behind the goblins and the rats.
With my shield still up, I just sort of through the rest of the hallway. Kill it.
Arrow.
Done.
And the goblin boss sitting back there, just sort of looking over at you. Are you so sure? He says, pointing at the female human in chains off to the side. And you notice that there's sort of a lever right next to him that he's just sort of resting his hand on.
Does the command change? Because we can't see this.
I've already given the word, and they're already in the middle of killing that one. So
well, you still have talking as a free action. So if you want to change your mind,
you can tell me if you say anything else,
so,
but tell me whether or not you do.
Hold a minute.
Otherwise, we're stabbing this thing.
So you say, hold a minute.
Shooting, I'm better at that. But yeah,
Holding.
Perforating him.
So, I see a bunch of bigly adventurers have decided they want to come in and fuck with Hark's shit, this goblin says. And he's speaking in common, so you can clearly understand what he's saying. What do you want?
We want those townfolk back.
But they came and invaded Hark's territory. Prisoners! They're mine!
They came here because the orcs drove them here.
No, they wandered in here all on their own, mister. I don't know anything.
Why would humans leave their town to enter the forest?
Dunno.
I'm going to walk forward a little bit.
Orcs
concern
and giants bombarded their home.
So, Kunvar, you're sort of moving up, and you can hear this conversation, and
Okay.
if Fyron lets you move up a little bit further, you can sort of see the whole situation.
Yeah, I'm not going to block your path.
Yep.
Oh, he's staying right. He's staying where he is just so he can. Just getting a little bit up so he can sort of interject a little bit. Hello. I'm sorry. It was Hark, was it?
Hark, the Magnificent.
Am I Hark? Of course, the Magnificent. Am I to understand that if we assault you, you will kill somebody? I'm not clear on who. I'm sorry.
You attack me, prisoners die.
But we're here to rescue said prisoners. You understand that, correct?
Exactly.
And you're not willing to give the prisoners to us.
I didn't say that.
Oh, well then hand the prisoners to us and we'll be on our way, and this will all be an unpleasant memory, but a memory.
Well, that depends. What do I get out of the deal?
Well, I mean, I don't mean to put too a blunt a face on it, but
Alright, I'm back.
And I look over at Fyron and like,
Kunvar started talking, and Hark seems willing to let you guys have the prisoners, but he seems like he wants to trade for them.
And what would you want?
1 gold piece for each prisoner. A working lock. And I want you to take care of the blob.
what is the blob?
The blob kills goblins. It's in the cave. It's a bugger.
Can I make a nature check?
Sure.
I'm envisioning some kind of ooze.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
that's
gonna
a
keep
fair
asking
thing
you
to
make
assume.
nature checks because that's one of my things I have a +4 to.
Right.
And I
And
roll
you
a
roll a
natural 1.
I mean,
Of course you do.
you could call ogres blobs, you could call oozes blobs, you could call particularly fat dragons blobs. You probably wouldn't call them that more than once, though, but could be anything. Probably
So-
something big.
Lord Hark, can I call you Lord?
Hark the Magnificent.
Very well. If we're to be risking our lives to take out something that is clearly a threat to your very qualified goblin horde, I feel like that's worth that alone, without the need of the gold or the lock, is worth the lives of just these humans.
Make a persuasion check.
All right. This will go amazingly.
2.
That's a 2.
We don't take care of the blob because it'd be a hassle, but you have something you want. So gold, lock, and blob.
How many prisoners do you have?
I'm curious what he's about to say.
We have more prisoners than you have hairs on your head.
That's adorable. Where are you keeping these prisoners?
Throughout our caves. These caves are massive and go on for many a mile.
I don't believe him.
Yeah,
Make an insight check.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
19.
15.
Especially on the hairs on your head, the comment.
I'm willing to bet he can't count past 5.
Insight from Farbolt?
Yep.
So, Firen, Miracle, and Farbolt. You might not believe the numbers, but you do believe he has more prisoners than he's showing you, and that you haven't found them all yet. They might not be from Nightstone, but you believe that he has more people there. Kinvalar, you know he's got at least one more person, but you don't think they're hidden throughout the caves.
Okay. Besides the woman.
You haven't stepped in to see her yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
You know he's got at least one more person, but you can't. You feel like he might be. You feel like he's definitely exaggerating on the amount of prisoners he has. And
well,
on
I
the
know
fact
that he's got
spread out.
someone that he is threatening to kill based off of these. So
you do know that there's at least one person whose life is in danger here.
Okay. I look over at Firen. Can we have a moment to discuss your...
Certainly. Hawk is gracious as well as magnificent.
Of course, clearly you are. Firen, a word.
Aye.
The goblin behind you's going,
pull back over here where Miracle and Firbolt are.
And there's still that goblin with a spear just staring at you.
Oh yeah, I'm completely ignoring him.
I as he looks at me, I just kind of like point the sword in his direction, like shoo.
So I lower my voice so it won't carry at least to...
You can make an intimidation check if you want.
Sure, why not?
Because you're trying to shoot the goblin off.
Half-heartedly intimidate. 7. It's half-hearted.
It's about as half-hearted as you actually performed it.
So I just lower my voice enough to where I'm assuming it won't carry to Hark and his people. And Kinvalar, in his casual racism, is assuming that if the goblin net right near us hasn't spoken common yet, he doesn't understand common. So he's speaking in common. So we have everybody else, except for whoever's in there. I'm not saying that we leave the person there to their fate. But I haven't been in there. What does it look like?
There's a woman chained to the back. Can't see any kind of device, but he has some sort of lever.
This is delicate.
Go ahead.
I was going to say this is delicate because on one hand, we're going to have to leave and come back to get a lock, I am assuming, unless someone else has a lock on them.
In somewhat musing Elven, I think making friends with this blob might be a great way to go about it.
If the blob is something that can be reasoned with, if it's just an ooze, well.
Yes.
Others of you can make nature checks if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Based on the term the blob.
Hey, look, 16.
6.
Anytime we try and do anything that isn't like fight.
Yeah.
I rolled double digits.
So, Firen, again, you sort of go through the list of things that could be a blob. An ogre.
Ooze. Fat dragon.
Ooze, ogre, fat dragon. Like, there's a variety of things. Fat goblin. Like, it could be another goblin for all you know. Quinvalar and Farbolt, when you hear blob, you think ooze.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just the first thing that comes to mind. And, like, given the fact that they don't...
We're not making friends with an ooze.
Given the fact that they don't appear to want to deal with it, but it's also not coming out and dealing with you guys right now, it's definitely something more stationary, something more...
Like a gelatinous cube.
I don't think we'll be befriending this one.
But friendship is magic.
You know what else is magic? Oozes are magic.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that this has the capacity to consider friends. More than likely. If the situation changes once we discover it, then fine. But
need to better understand the creatures.
We'll let you talk to it first, and then if it tries to hug you, then we'll decide what to do. I was just
speculating. You're right. It's probably not the most efficient way to go about it.
So...
Do we actually go along with it, or... So he just has his hand on a lever and she's chained to something?
To be honest, I can't even see a mechanism that would kill her. He could just be having a lever in the wall.
It's
if someone with keener eyes could take a look for me.
It's conceivable. I'm not sure that I'm willing to take that risk. I will definitely go in there, but the question is whether we want to call his bluff and say you only have the one person, so just the blob.
Well, if he claims to have as many people as hairs...
He's wrong. He's
wrong. In good faith?
I like the way you think. Let's try that.
Very well. If you'll step back out with me, Quinvalar.
Yep.
Right.
Make our way in.
So now you step in, and now you can, as you step around the corner, you can see there's a pack of giant rats tearing at a corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Human male, formerly. And you see the woman chained up in the back in sort of an alcove. The alcove is fairly enclosed. You can only really see her. You can't see what's around her.
Okay.
And he's still sitting there with a mug in one hand, holding it like it's a wine glass, but it's obviously not a wine glass. And his other hand resting on this lever in the wall.
So
Hark.
Yes.
I believe that. So, I'm glancing over them. If I can't see anything better,
give me a perception check.
Okay.
If you want to take a look.
Yeah.
Is there enough room where I can peek around the corner, or is they're just taking up?
So that's a natural one. I don't see shit.
It looks like a lever in a wall and a woman. You can't. Not only do you not see anything, you can't see how there would be a connection between the two things.
Okay. So I'm gonna.
And Farbolt, yeah, you can peek around if you wanted to.
Yeah, because I just want to peek around to see what's in the room, if I can get a look at how she's chained up, that type of thing.
Yep.
He's sort of off to one side. So I'm gonna go.
I'll peek around as well.
I wanted to have an opportunity to speak with you face to face. But so my friend over here, the good paladin, has a bit of an offer for you. I would give it myself, but you'll have to excuse me. Your incredibly powerful guards brought me very nearly low. So I am just going to, if you'll excuse me, take a lean back here and rest my eyes for a minute.
So I step forward. So,
really quick, while he's doing that, Kinral goes back, shuts his eyes, and is going to go focus his attention over to Rilix.
Mm-hmm.
I want Rilix to try and sneak his way over to get a better close-up view.
Okay.
I don't know.
Flying along the ceiling.
Yeah.
Make a stealth check for Relix.
Doo. Hold on, let me pull Kitty over. Doo. Okay. Let me see. What is cat stats?
Invisible things typically have advantage on stealth checks while
They
they're
actually
invisible.
do not have stats for. All I see is the handout.
Hang on. Let me. What's the what creature is Relix again?
Tressum.
It's a Tressum.
So a stealth check would be yeah, it has a +4 to stealth. It's in skills
+4?
right there. It's
Yeah, no, but when I
look at the
click
character
on
sheet.
handout,
It's in skills right there on that thing we can't see.
oh well.
when I click on handout Tressum, all I see is the picture, and I don't
Okay.
have the
Huh.
sheet. So
Well, let me fix
Um,
that for you real quick.
And while it's invisible, if it has that capability, it's also got advantage.
While it's doing that, I'm gonna tap Miracle on the shoulder and just kind of just do a little point there at the woman and like holding one
Nice.
dagger up and just do this. At
So
just kind of
There you go.
Relix
You should have Relix in your in your journal now.
oh, there we go. Sweet. Yeah. So Relix has a 20 on stealth. Sneak along
Yeah.
the ceiling.
Yeah, no, he sneaks.
Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo.
And give me a perception check for him.
Okay. Over here and now when I'm doing this, do I use my perception? Or do I use his?
You're viewing through his eyes, so use yours.
Shit.
His is worse than yours, so.
His is no, it's not. He's got a +5. I've got a +1.
Oh. Sorry, he does. Sorry, I'm looking at a different thing.
Because it's his eyes, right?
Yeah, his eyes. Yeah,
Okay.
you can have him make it for you if you want.
Okay.
It's better.
20.
I need to fix him so he's not rolling on
Yeah, I
advantage
just-
automatically.
advantage toggle.
Yeah, so you see through his eyes, you see that the woman, where she's standing, at her feet, there are like sort of the tips of spearheads scattered about, and it looks like, and you, like sort of pointing up at her. You imagine that if he pulls that lever, spears might just erupt from the ground around her and into her.
Okay. And Relix will head back then.
And while Relix has been doing that, I've been talking. So, as we are here to rescue these civilians, and you do have some that we required back with us, we will perform this task for you, but we would ask for payment to be done once the task has been completed. We to pay you in gold after we have defeated the blob, and for you to release one of your prisoners to us as a show of good faith. That one you have there, he says, pointing to. You have so many, after all. We could just the one in a show of faith.
Make a persuasion check. With disadvantage.
I imagine so.
Come on, roll well. That's not well.
Good.
He sort of leans back and smiles. Very well. You can have a prisoner in good faith, but not that one. He whistles, and the giant rats drag the corpse over to you. There you go. Good faith.
Must not throw dagger at eyes.
I'm reaching the point where it's like, if I can actively get him off that lever,
I do still have.
You have lightning lore.
I do still no, but that's 15 feet. I have to get within 15 feet of him.
There are giant rats between you and him.
I could magic missile him. I have one first level spell or chromatic orb. I don't know if that would kill him though, and if it doesn't kill him,
You guys are up front, so we're kind of
Did
Yeah.
they just
have to
actively
go
open the
off the-
path with the corpse?
I mean to drag it over.
No, they did not actively open the path with the corpse.
I look over it. Ginvana looks over at Firen. Shrug. Like, what are we doing? Because he's following your lead on this one. He knows what he can do functionally.
If things seem to lull out there, Miracle will. Actually, never mind.
Okay.
Fine. I'll kill this creature for you.
Then we have a deal. If you go to the exact opposite side of the caverns from where you are now, you will find the blob. And you know that it would be the hallway that goblin ran down, Farron. It would be down there.
That goblin's probably been eaten by now.
Probably, yeah.
Very well. I start walking.
All right.
So we're doing this?
As I pass by the other two, just follow 1 second.
The one with the spear does. Just sort of staring at you still.
Yeah, I follow along.
So once we're outside that particular stretch of cave,
It's a legit trap. Or it's a legit threat.
there's one left. We're fairly certain that he doesn't have any more. Now that we've freed the ones in the pit.
I am, yes. I feel quite certain.
I would have. What is
Now-
the situation in there?
Question. So where that
If we
goblin was, where that goblin with the spear was there a tunnel behind him?
There's a small room behind him. There was another tunnel leading to the south away from Hark.
Okay.
We've unfortunately got one life in the balance, which is one more life that I'm willing to risk on this.
Did you guys take the corpse, by the way?
I didn't, if Kinvalar didn't.
Absolutely not.
Okay, when you guys walked away, the rats resumed eating and laughter began again.
For the record, once we do this and we get her back, we are still killing him, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, I
Obvious.
just wanted to make sure.
I just didn't want to risk her dying before we could get him off that lever.
No, absolutely. I am with you on that. Oh my god, William, you and I have characters who actually get along and agree on things. What the fuck?
Miracle is just muttering to himself this entire time.
All it took was an evil goblin boss.
I mean, all it took was us both playing lawful good characters.
And so, as you all contemplate your next steps and prepare to go face off with the blob, or whatever that is, that's where we'll end for the evening. So, thank you all very much for joining us here in our Adventurers League campaign. I hope you've been enjoying it. We certainly have. And we have been Final Show Films. We produce a wide variety of content every day of the week. You can check us out on our website at finalshowfilms.com. You can also choose on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. If you like sports financially, you can do so there. Thank you to all of our patron supporters, especially Chris Comfort, especially our $25 tier supporters, Chris Comfort, Antitonic, and Cat Waterflame, without whom we wouldn't do quite as much stuff that we do already. Also, thank you to the folks watching on Twitch and our Twitch supporters. We are Twitch affiliates now, which means that you can give us bits and you can subscribe to our Twitch channel if you want to help support us that way. We appreciate that. And also be sure to let other people know that they can follow us, because once we hit 500 followers, we can become Twitch partners, which means that your contributions on Twitch increase percentage-wise for us. So the more followers we have there, the more we get from you guys. So that's sort of intended to let people know if you like it. Spread the word, and if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. And we'd also like to thank the folks over at 411mania.com. Jeremy, tell the good folks a bit about 411mania.com.
411mania.com. It's a pop culture website that caters to pretty much everything that geeks could be interested in. Whether you are interested in movies, TV, comics, music, wrestling, mixed martial arts, video games, we cover all of that. We have everything from major coverage of UFC 214 that took place last night. All of the details on all the information coming out of WWE Battleground and leading into SummerSlam later this month. We had all the information, or all of the news articles as they came in from San Diego Comic-Con, and lots of other stuff too. Mm-hmm. And all of Final Show Film stuff. So it's 411mania.com. Check us out.
Nope. And we appreciate them for putting our stuff up. We appreciate you guys for watching. Next week, there will not be a Adventurers League stream episode, because next week we're doing a 24-hour stream starting on Saturday, which is going to go from 10 a.m. Saturday morning Eastern Time to 10 a.m. Sunday morning Eastern Time, which is when we start this thing. So
yeah, and we're already loopy enough when we wake up for Adventurers League.
And dude, I'm going to have been up for 24 hours, so it's going to be great. But be sure to tune in for that, because it's going to be a lot. We're celebrating 3 years of Final Show Films. That's right. We've been on Twitch and streaming and producing content for YouTube and podcasts for 3 years now as an official company. So it's been quite a ride. We look forward to seeing where we go from here. So thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.